Hello and welcome to today's webinar, Key Prompt Engineering Strategies to Balance Cost, Performance, and Accuracy. We've all heard stories about the amazing results achieved from using generative artificial intelligence powered by large language models. The challenge I often hear is how to get consistent quality results that can be put in front of customers in a cost-effective, scalable way. Are you facing similar challenges? My name is Jacob Newton-Gladstein, and I'm a leader for the Generative AI Center of Excellence for AWS Partners. In my role, I get to speak to thousands of customers around the globe, and one key aspect that we discuss is creating an effective prompt engineering strategy that can help guide organizations during their generative AI journey. Today, we're going to cover the economic opportunity for generative AI, what prompt engineering is and the value it delivers, techniques and strategies to consider for effective prompt engineering, and real-world applications from Rackspace technology. Whether you are just starting out or well into your generative AI journey, you'll want to consider how prompt engineering impacts your investment in generative AI and the unique considerations around adopting prompt engineering governance. For this conversation today, I'm joined by a few experts in the topic. My colleague Victor Rojo, Principal Technology Lead for AWS Conversational AI and Generative AI, as well as our guests from Rackspace Technology, Pooja Singh, Senior Data Science Architect, and Nirmal Ranganathan, Vice President of Artificial Intelligence Engineering. Rackspace Technology is an AWS Premier Tier Services partner and has successfully supported dozens of customers in their generative AI journey. With deep generative AI knowledge, Rackspace Technology is helping organizations across industries accelerate generative AI solutions to reach milestones faster. Together, we will talk about ideas to help accelerate your own generative AI journey while ensuring accurate, performant, cost-effective, and responsible implementations. If you're joining us today, you may already know that generative AI has the ability to transform every aspect of how companies operate, and it is expected to reshape the economy over the next few years. The potential for artificial intelligence is incredibly exciting, with Goldman Sachs forecasting a $7 trillion increase in global GDP and a 1.5 percentage point lift to productivity growth over a 10-year period. What that means is that generative AI has applications across almost all customer segments, industries, and functions. And as a result, the specific needs of our customers and what they are trying to achieve will vary. And a one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work. This is true from an overall market needs perspective and also for individual customers looking to apply generative AI across various aspects of their business. And so, AWS has been building our generative AI offerings with these diverse needs in mind. But when we talk to customers, they tell us they need an easy way to build and scale generative AI applications that are differentiated using their own data with security and privacy built in. And importantly, they need solutions that are cost-effective and relevant to their business. AWS is focused on delivering against all of those needs, starting with giving our customers the choice and flexibility of models with which to build their generative AI solutions. This is why we launched Amazon Bedrock, a managed service that provides the easiest way to build scalable applications using a variety of foundational models. AWS is investing in giving our customers the tools to be able to use and differentiate using their own data. We give customers the ability to integrate AI into applications responsibly and with enterprise-grade security and privacy already built in. Our goal is to put generative AI at the fingertips of every business so that organizations of all sizes can build or buy new applications that deliver real results. We help enhance employee productivity, transform customer experiences, and open new business opportunities using the most performant, low-cost infrastructure. Now, I'm going to hand it off to Victor for a closer look at the importance of prompt engineering and how the AWS stack supports it. As we go along, please ask any questions in the chat and stay informed for a great Q&A discussion as we wrap up.
Thank you, Jacob. First of all, a prompt, it's a natural language text that requests a generative AI model to perform a specific task. Prompt engineering, to set the ground here, is the process of designing and refining these prompts to guide the model to generate a desired high-quality outputs. And let's put an example here. Let's say that you want to provide math tutoring support. There are times when we all need some help with math, right? So uh, let's enter a prompt. When you enter what is 10 plus 10, maybe you will get the correct answer. 10 plus 10 equals 20. But how do you get the answer that you really want? This is where prompt engineering comes into play. What if I added some context saying that 1 plus 1 is an addition problem, and 1 minus 1 is a subtraction problem? Same for multiplication and division. More context would give us the answer we want to see. So then using the same prompt that we used before, as before, what is 10 plus 10? We get the answer 10 plus 10 is an addition problem. The principle here is that you steer the model toward a particular answer by adding context. In the example, we intentionally add guidance for better results. Prompt engineering, on the other hand, it makes AI applications more efficient and effective. Generative AI systems, they require context, detailed information to produce accurate and relevant responses. And when we systematically design prompts, we get more meaningful and usable creations. The benefits of prompt engineering include greater developer control, because prompt engineering makes it easy for developers to control the output for the users. We can also get an improved user experience because prompt engineering makes it easy for users to obtain relevant results in the first prompt. They don't need to go for a second or third prompt. And also, part of these benefits include increased flexibility to scale solutions broadly. What we will focus today is how to strategically plan for and optimize your prompt engineering approach using these strategies. First, you will want to clearly define the desired response in your prompt to avoid misinterpretation by the AI. For instance, if you are asking for a novel summary, clearly state that you are looking for a summary, not a detailed analysis. This helps the AI to focus only on your request and to provide a response that aligns with your objective. The next step is, or the next strategy, you need to be sure to provide adequate context within the prompt. You need to include output requirements in your prompt input, confining to the specific format that you need. For instance, say you want a list of the most popular movies of the 1990s in a table. To get the exact result, you should explicitly state how many movies you want to be listed and ask for table formatting. You will also need to balance simplicity and complexity in your prompt to avoid vague, unrelated, or unexpected answers. A prompt that is too simple may lack context, while a prompt that is too complex may confuse the AI. This is especially important for complex topics or domain-specific language, which may be less familiar to the AI. Instead, use a simple language and reduce the prompt size to make your question more understandable. And finally, remember that the prompt engineering is an iterative process. It's essential to experiment with different ideas and test the AI prompts to see the results. You may need multiple tries to optimize for accuracy and relevance. Continuous testing and iteration reduce the prompt size and help the model to generate better outputs. AWS helps deliver this by providing customers a stack with three macro layers, and they are all equally important. At the top of our stack, what we can see here, we give our customers the ability to get started without any specialized knowledge using generative AI-powered applications that are built leveraging foundation models, or FMs. The middle layer provides access to all the large language models, or LLMs, and other foundation models. and the tools that you need to build and scale generative AI applications responsibly. Here is where we make it easier for developers to access a powerful and diverse set of LLMs and FMs to quickly build applications with them while maintaining security and privacy using Amazon Bedrock. And the bottom layer that you can see is infrastructure that is used to train foundation models and run these models in production. This is where tools like SageMaker Jumpstart can support data scientists to train models. With a few clicks, you can go from generic to specific and tailored applications. And this is where prompt engineering strategies come into play as you consider how to approach personalizing your model, for example, with RAG fine-tuning or continued pre-training. First, we have retrieval augmented generation or RAG for tailoring foundation models for your business. RAG allows you to customize a model response or responses when you want the model to consider new knowledge or up-to-date info. Bedrock does this by calling and bringing back your own data from multiple sources, including document repositories, databases, your proprietary data sources, and APIs. A second technique, known as fine-tuning, points the models to examples of data in S3 that you have labeled to provide context. For example, you might point to proposals you have labeled as strong. In this way, the model learns from your data what matters to you. A third way to customize the models in Bedrock is with continued pre-training. This is a technique that uses large volumes of unlabeled data, like the raw text of internal reports or financial plans, or let's say research results, to improve the foundation model's knowledge and also improve the reasoning capabilities of your own specific domain. All of these techniques are powerful tools into making Gen AI targeted and useful for your business. And Bedrock makes it easy to combine these techniques together. But at the end of the day, you'll want to do more than just provide useful and targeted information. And this is where we go to the next stage with Rackspace. Here we will continue talking with Nirmal and Pooja about what is possible to do with their services and solutions. For generative AI solutions to succeed, there are some common considerations that become top of mind. The first one is prompts for first and third party data. The second, build versus buy decisions. The third one is how to balance between accuracy and performance. The next one is prioritization based on the potential return on investment, or ROI. The fifth one is considerations for responsible AI. For example, how to enable controllability, privacy, safety, fairness, and governance. And the sixth one is maintaining your prompts once your solution is launched. So let's hand it off to our guests to share how they help and have helped their customers drive business outcomes using the FAIR model.
Thank you, Victor, for those great points and an overview of prompt engineering. So I'll just touch on Rackspace for a couple of minutes and touch on why a holistic approach to AI is important. At the Foundry for AI by Rackspace, we're deeply vested in helping our customers accelerate their business value by leveraging the best AI platform provided by AWS and key technology partnerships. Our several years of AI and machine learning expertise, strengthened by helping customers solve critical business challenges, have allowed us to create easily adaptable frameworks and accelerators. We incorporate the knowledge gained from countless customer interactions and implementations into these solution accelerators, ensuring they can be tailored for your unique needs and help drive the adoption of responsible generative AI solutions. We support our customers at every stage, ensuring that we and our customers make a positive impact through technology. It is important for us to prioritize solutions that do no harm, align with appropriate business practices, implement proper safety and accountability measures, and create solutions that are transparent and explainable. Enabling better decision making and ensuring access for all are crucial aspects of our work. We achieve this by providing consistent and predictable responses through AI where prompt engineering plays a key and important role as part of the process, eliminating biases in our solutions and minimizing the environment impact by focusing on workload aware AI infrastructure. At the same time, it's important to also focus on providing fault tolerant, highly available systems that safeguard confidentiality and prevent misuse. We help our customers embrace responsible AI principles by incorporating them into non functional business requirements. The next step in the journey to integrating AI into organizations is to establish strong governance and guardrails, all operating within a cloud native execution model. AI governance is a cross functional responsibility that focuses on managing risk and fostering agility within the organization. We help customers by providing guidance on architectural principles, checklists, and maturity assessment tools that help them establish the right AI guardrails and controls to prevent misuse. Recognizing the role that people, process, and technology play in successful AI implementations is important. This includes enabling modern hybrid work environments for employees, developing AI skills, and managing the entire AI product lifecycle from concept and inception through to operations and change management. By integrating these elements, organizations can approach AI industrialization responsibly and ethically to harness the power of AI while mitigating potential risks. This holistic approach is not just a strategy, but a transformational journey designed to inspire and motivate organizations like you as they adopt and scale AI technologies. Industrializing AI involves transforming AI initiatives from isolated projects to scalable integrated solutions within an organization. Drawing from my experience helping over 40 plus customers industrialize AI solutions, we have encoded that knowledge and learning into a framework that is adaptable and flexible for everyone to adopt. The FAIR Atom framework provides this comprehensive and structured approach to building and deploying and managing AI capabilities. When implementing AI systems, it's critical to align them with business objectives, prioritize growth areas, and evaluate risks. Encouraging a culture of innovation and collaboration between both the business and IT teams is essential, and ensuring compliance with regulations and industry standards through the application of clear governance frameworks and data management policies. To create a solid AI platform, you need low cost compute power that's available both on demand and through provision throughput as the needs dictate, and having plenty of storage capacity, all provided by AWS. You also have to make sure that your data is secure with strong access controls and encryption. It is also important to pick the right tools, frameworks, and models for building and deploying AI, and to make sure everything integrates smoothly with existing systems and applications. Maintaining a strong data supply chain is crucial for all AI systems, ensuring consistent data quality for accurate training, pre-training, or as part of inferencing with RAG applications. Integration, governance, and lifecycle management are vital steps for maintaining data integrity and reliability. AI development should prioritize user-centric design and experience, incorporating AI capabilities into existing applications while creating new AI-powered solutions to streamline processes. Prompt engineering plays a key role in building and deploying those applications into production. Applying agile methodologies to enable rapid prototyping and continuous improvement, and also thinking about model development, really putting the focus more on aligning with the business needs and strategic direction to provide more of a competitive advantage. Last but not least is operations, managing these solutions and automating the deployment and management of them, along with constant evaluation and addressing performance issues as you progress through that life cycle. Establishing a robust infrastructure and scalability are pretty critical. And additionally, change management is what makes or breaks an effective AI adoption within an organization. By following these steps, you can effectively industrialize AI, transforming it into a core capability that drives sustained business value and innovation. Now over to Pooja to get into the details of how we've helped a retail customer apply prompt engineering techniques to generate persona-based responses grounded in the organization data. Over to you, Pooja.
Thank you, Nirmal, for great nuggets on FAIR developed at Trackspace. Let's dive into a real world application that demonstrates how strategic prompt engineering can optimize generative AI systems with a particular focus on accuracy and while balancing cost and performance. So, the challenge here at major retail customer that they faced was overwhelming policy inquiries to their HR and IT teams, leading to reduced capacity for high value tasks, inconsistent responses, and difficulties providing division specific information. This impacted productivity and compliance across the organization. The solution we developed was a Gen AI powered RAG chatbot using Amazon Bedrock and Claude Sonnet foundation model. Let's look into the key components for the overall solution. We used persona-based approach with division-specific metadata tagging for the policy documents, developed scalable architecture on AWS platform supporting 10,000 users, leveraged a robust knowledge base using AWS S3 and OpenSearch serverless vector store, and built a sophisticated RAG pipeline for generating contextually aware responses to user questions. The overall solution achieved 93% accuracy in initial testing, correctly answering 86 out of 92 test questions. This translated to projected daily savings of 45 man hours across HR and IT departments. This chatbot provided immediate access to division specific policy information and improving compliance organization wide. While cost effectiveness and performance were important, the customer prioritized accuracy to ensure reliable policy information retrieval. This case study demonstrates how advanced prompt engineering and RAG pipelines can create a solution that delivers high accuracy while also providing measurable business value. As we saw earlier, data is your differentiator. So we started with a solid foundation by thoroughly understanding our customers' data. This involved analyzing user interactions and identifying their pain points. For a policy chatbot, this means identifying common questions and frequently accessed information. By doing so, we were able to pinpoint the data sources that would best address the challenges at hand. Our data driven approach was crucial. We collected comprehensive test data, which allowed to measure overall accuracy of the chatbot. The Recalling from the generative AI stack from previous slides, we leveraged tools on AWS to build with LLMs. The central component was Amazon Bedrock Knowledge Base for the RAG chatbot, as it provides seamless integration with AWS services and large language foundation models with API calls. We leveraged AWS OpenSearch Vector Store that offers scalable, cost effective, and semantic search capabilities for the chatbot. It supports advanced optimization techniques like overlap chunking for improved context preservation and hierarchical indexing for approximate nearest neighbor search, significantly enhancing query performance and accuracy while maintaining low latency at scale. So we used Amazon S3 versioning and event-driven ingestion to automatically ingest into the vector store when policy documents were updated and triggered re-indexing of modifying content to keep embeddings current and ensuring that the chatbot always assesses the latest policy information. Let's look at the two areas we mainly focused on. First, the retrieval tuning, and second, the generation process. So for the retrieval tuning, we carefully selected Cohere embedding models suited for our RAG chatbot use case and use a OpenSearch vector store using the HNSW algorithm. We also incorporated an advanced re-ranking system using Cohere re-ranker to prioritize the most relevant documents from the knowledge according to user query. In the next few slides, we'll see how we optimize the value of K for the retrieval to have higher recall score. Secondly, we fine-tuned the generation process. This involved iterative and advanced prompt tuning techniques with few-shot prompting and careful LLM selection and context-aware generation. In next slides, we will see examples of how few-shot prompting enable persona-based context-aware responses to policy questions. We will also see the impact of number of input and output tokens consumed and the cost associated with them. The input and output tokens used have a direct correlation between the cost and latency for the overall solution. Through iterative prompt tuning, we saw a clear impact. We saw enhanced and answer relevance across the board. In fact, we saw a 3 times improvement. Boosting accuracy with prompt tuning. Building on our initial successes, we implemented several advanced prompt engineering techniques to further refine our solution. We developed instructions for the prompts with built-in guardrails to ensure responses stayed within the appropriate boundaries using responsible AI best practices. We also incorporated few-shot examples to generate persona-based responses, tailoring answers to specific user divisions within the organization. And we employed iterative refinement, continuously testing and optimizing our prompts and overall system. This approach led to consistent accuracy improvements with each iteration. Finally, we focused on accuracy performance cost optimization. By streamlining resource utilization and enhancing model efficiency via carefully crafted prompts, we were able to achieve a final result: substantial accuracy enhancements while carefully balancing performance and cost consideration. Let's look at the prompt few shot example next. Here in the top section, we are instructing the AI to act as a policy support agent trained on company policies. The prompt included important guidelines such as use the provided context to answer questions, admit when you don't know something rather than making up answers, tailor responses based on user's persona or division, use only relevant context for each question, and explain reasoning and provide answers in specific XML tags for post-processing. In the few shot example, we included multiple contexts with different policies and persona. Each context is associated with the persona within the company. As we can see here, context 1 is associated with factory persona, context 2 is associated with corporate, 3 is associated with retail, and the question is with the factory division persona. The reasoning and the answer tags provided in the example serve important roles in structuring the AI response. The reasoning tag encapsulates the AI's thought process or rationale behind selecting the most relevant context for answering the question. This allows the AI to transparently show the decision-making process, demonstrating how it determines which policy is most applicable to the user query. And the answer tag contains the actual response to the user question based on the selected context and tailored to the user's persona. This structure ensures that the final answer is clearly separated from the reasoning and is directly answering the user's needs. To recap, the purpose of these tags is to promote structured thinking. It guides the AI to first answer about context relevance before providing an answer. Increased transparency. It allows users or evaluators to understand how the AI arrived at its answers. And improved accuracy. By explicitly considering context relevance, the AI is more likely to provide accurate policy compliant responses and facilitate persona specific responses. These tags help ensure that the answers are tailored to the appropriate division and enable easier evaluation and debugging. These structured outputs make it simpler to assess the quality of the AI's reasoning and responses. When a question comes in, the AI analyzes which context is most relevant, and it then applies reasoning for why it chose the context and formulates an answer based on the appropriate policy and user persona. So now let's look at optimizing the vector store retrieval and that finding that ideal value of k for maximum recall. Here, k refers to the number of nearest neighbors we retrieve from our vector store. The graph on the left shows the recall score versus k when using cosine similarity for retrieval. We see a sharp increase in recall as k increases up to about 20, after which the gains plateau. This suggests that retrieving more than 20 similar vectors doesn't significantly improve our recall in this case. The graph on the right is using Cohere re-ranker. Here we see faster convergence with recall plateauing after just 10 neighbors. This indicates that Cohere re-ranker might be more efficient in identifying the most relevant vectors. By understanding these curves, we can optimize our retrieval process to balance accuracy and computational efficiency. For instance, we might set k to 20 for cosine similarity or 10 to Cohere re-ranker, knowing that the higher values won't yield substantial better results, but will increase processing time and cost. Let's look at the impact of token count on response time. Here on the left plot, we observe that as the number of input token increases, there's a general trend of increased retrieval time. This makes sense intuitively. More input means more context for the foundation models to process, which takes time. It's important to note that this also increases the cost associated with passing larger context to the foundation models. Looking at the graph on the right, we see a correlation between the number of output tokens and the generation time. As we request longer outputs, the overall latency of our system increases. This not only affects response time, but also leads to higher generation cost. The key takeaway here is the need for balance. While we want to while we want to provide sufficient context and generate comprehensive responses, we must be mindful of the performance and cost implications. In practice, this might mean crafting our prompts to be concise, yet informative and aligned with customer unique scenarios. Here we looked at the overall chatbot that was developed for the customer. It demonstrates the effectiveness of the advanced prompt engineering techniques in action. It provides clear, concise, and legally compliant responses to IT and HR related queries, as shown in the visual, addressing age discrimination in hiring practices. The chatbot efficiently retrieves relevant information and presents it in a user friendly manner, showcasing how AI can be leveraged to ensure consistent policy dissemination across an organization. By combining accuracy, responsiveness, and adherence to company guidelines, this policy AI assistant highlights the benefits of using generative AI with RAG principles and demonstrates operational efficiency that realizes tangible gains for businesses. Lessons learned. We discovered that combining different prompt engineering techniques like few shot, zero shot, and role playing significantly boosted our chatbot's accuracy and helped it maintain a consistent persona. Rolling out the chatbot taught us how powerful AI can be used for improving policy compliance and providing the real time guidance across a large organization. We learned that a well implemented AI solution can act as a catalyst for growth, making it easier for various departments to adopt AI in ethical and efficient ways. Building strong governance and technical safeguards from the start proved crucial. It ensured our AI remained responsible and trustworthy as it scaled across the company. The most striking lesson was seeing how much time and effort a good chatbot can save. Its ability to quickly retrieve accurate information dramatically boosted operational efficiency. With that, let me hand it back to Jacob for Q&A.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pooja. I wanted to thank both Nirmal and Pooja. That was really great. I appreciate you both sharing your thoughts. and insights on this important topic with us. And the customer story that you shared really highlights for me how using a prompt engineering framework when creating your generative AI application can help save time while ensuring accuracy. So with that, I'd like to open it up. I think we have time for a few questions.
Yes, I have a question for you, Puya. You spoke about the LLM solution you selected using both Claude and Cohere. Can you clarify why you started with Claude and then used Cohere?
Thank you for the question. So basically, we used both of the models in our overall solution. So let me start with Claude. So as we saw in our solution, there are two components: the retrieval and the generation. So the generation piece was when the LLM, when we pass sufficient context to the LLM on the company's data. In this case, it was the policy documents for the retail company. We use the Claude Foundation model to generate the responses as it's trained on multiple data sets, and it has like 200K token window size. So that was the primary main reason. And on the retrieval side, when we are storing these policy documents in the vector store, we chose Cohere as the model of choice for storing these embeddings into the vector store, because we don't need the very large language model for storing the embeddings, and Cohere was fitting right in the middle, and was a good fit for this use case.
Nirmal, I have a question for you. How did AWS help reinforce your decision to utilize AWS solutions and services?
Thanks for that question. So, as I highlighted earlier, being able to provide all the layers of a platform, all the way from the different hardware options, whether that's provision, throughput, or on-demand instances, storage capabilities. As you get into the platform layer, having a wide variety of model choice, as you'd seen this in the previous question, being able to choose different models for different purposes, and the flexibility in deploying these models really all highlighted why AWS was the best platform to build on top for these solutions. And with the continuing innovations that are coming in, we're able to adopt and quickly enhance these solutions for customers.
Great. And that's something that we hear very commonly from our customers as well. So I appreciate you bringing it up. To expand on that a little bit, Nirmal, in your view, how does prompt engineering influence the ethical considerations of AI interactions?
Yeah, this is a very important point, because we oftentimes think that when we think about ethical AI, end of the day it comes to it's the job or responsibility for the engineer or the developer that's creating these prompts and guardrails to go have the right controls in place. It's not, right. It's an end-to-end chain, or chain of responsibility, if we think of it that way. So it all starts with, from an organization perspective, defining your principles. Most organizations have existing principles, but then applying that for AI. How does AI change what you have? Incorporating that, you take those principles, you define your policies, you incorporate any standards or regulatory requirements with that, and you have that governance framework which helps dictate how do you actually take those policies and standards and then apply it at the layer of the applications and the projects that you develop in. So when it comes to the layer of the project team, the engineer, the developer, they have clear guidelines on what those policies are, what are the organization values, which then get encoded oftentimes in the means of prompt engineering, and that is applying at the layer of your conversations with LLMs, also at the layer of guardrails. What are guardrails? Guardrails are really proper policies that are enforced in natural language as you apply those to the models. So really, it's that full chain of a chain of thought, a chain process, where you have to apply that at each layer in order to effectively provide ethical AI based implementations.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the response. I really like how you mentioned the fact that if you look within each organization, they likely have these ethical guardrails and tenants already set up, and it's really just a matter of exposing them within each generative AI deployment. I think that's something that a lot of our customers are and partners are thinking through, how to translate those own internal values into safe and ethical guardrails for their deployments. So I think we have time for one more question. With that, I'll go to Pooja. Pooja, how do you stay updated with the latest advancements and best practices for prompt engineering?
There are many places to start with. I would highlight AWS Partner Training Hub as one of the places to look into the latest and greatest that's happening in this space, in the generative space. I also like to emphasize following the papers from major AI conferences like NIPS, AAI, and ACL. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to stay on top of these research papers on AI and NLP. And the other source is to look at arcsviv.org. So these are all great places to be familiar with what's happening there. And other places I'll quickly mention is like GitHub, posts from AWS, from LangChain, from Llama Index. These are great places to look at the actual code. And last but not least, I'll say this: hands-on experience can beat nothing. So AWS provides these platforms like as Jumpstart and Playground to quickly get started with the customers' use cases. So diving with the hands-on experience, that would be the key as well.
Great. Yeah, thank you. I think part of what makes generative AI so exciting and so challenging is that the landscape is changing so quickly. And as a result, a lot of our practitioners are having to use all the resources available to help stay up to speed. A few additional ones from AWS. I think you hit on a number of these, but we do have a number of trainings in AWS Skill Builder, which are great self-service trainings that you can take with your Skill Builder account. We also have the AWS Generative AI Center of Excellence within Partner Central, where we have self-service generative AI enablement assets that you can use with your Partner Central account. So that will conclude our Q&A session, but I did want to turn it back over to Victor. Now that we've heard from Rackspace, how should a customer go about getting started with Rackspace?
Great question, Jacob. And thank you, Pooja and Nirmal, for taking the time to share how you have helped customers to accelerate and enhance their generative AI journey and the lessons learned along the way that were really informational and insightful. For those interested in learning more about Rackspace technology solutions, you can add a chat to this webinar. We will make sure to get the generative AI ideate and incubate solution briefs to you for a closer look at these offers. If you are ideating, Rackspace can help you to determine business goals, define a high priority use case in 3 weeks, which is really fast. And for those ready to incubate, Rackspace can help you to establish the feasibility of AI in your business with Amazon Q, an MVP based on this technology for your first AI use case. And you can also check out the Rackspace technology listing in the AWS Marketplace using this QR code that you are seeing at this moment on screen. Sort by the newest listings to find out more about the first solutions discussed today. So that's the way that you can learn more about these listings and offerings. If you also, by the way, if you are new to AWS Marketplace, I encourage you to go to check it out. You will find over 20,000 partner offerings across 70 plus categories. AWS Marketplace has been helping customers transform their software supply chain for more than a decade by making it easy to find, buy, deploy, and manage third-party software and services with the simplified procurement and controls that you need. Specific to generative AI, AWS Marketplace currently has more than 600 generative AI offerings, and the number is rapidly growing. You can find foundation models, tooling, applications, and professional services. There are even data sets that help you to accelerate or supplement your foundation model. And when you're ready to buy, you can find flexible pricing options, such as free trials, pay-as-you-go, and enterprise discount programs that can help you unlock those best prices to meet your budgetary needs. There are also multiple deployment options, helping you to customize the software provisioning to fit your security policies. It also includes the licensing terms and more options that you can find out here. Of course, we have AI ML models. We have also SaaS solutions, Amazon Machine Images or AMIs. You can find also cloud formation templates and AWS Data Exchange solutions to drive more flexibility and provide more flexibility for you. And ultimately, we want to help you easily and quickly find the solutions that you need. For example, buy them with flexible pricing options and then deploy them quickly and efficiently.
Yeah, thank you, Victor, and thank you for that overview. If today was a valuable session, and I certainly hope it was, and you're excited to continue to learn more and looking for support from AWS generative AI leaders across our partner channel, I definitely recommend joining our upcoming Spotlight series, where our partners will provide firsthand look at their solutions. The Spotlight sessions related to this webinar will be coming soon. Include Weights and Biases, who will discuss helping customers quickly build production-ready LLM-powered applications. Kylent, who will discuss providing best practices for LLM ops tools and methodologies. Weaviate will talk about sharing solutions to build and deploy generative AI applications with less complexity and improving search experiences by merging vector and keyword techniques. Icera will talk about leveraging domain-specific LLMs to boost productivity and operational efficiency. And Bosch will discuss establishing guardrails for safe and secure generative AI adoption. If you're interested in learning more about any of these Spotlight series, you can find additional information by using the QR code on this slide. If you are looking for self-service generative AI enablement materials, join the over 1,000 other AWS partners who have utilized the Generative AI Center of Excellence Resource Hub within Partner Central. The Generative AI Center of Excellence is your one-stop shop for self-service training and enablement resources on generative AI. It has over 150 assets available today, with more assets for view and download being added monthly. With that, I just wanted to say a special thanks to all of our presenters today. Victor, Pooja, and Nirmal, thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge and strategies to help organizations balance accuracy, cost, responsibility, and performance using prompt engineering. And for our audience, thank you for joining us. I hope that you learned something new, and I hope that you found this interesting. I know I did. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.